Oh, that was lovely. Yeah, these Xylus cups, they really do work a treat. They make lovely coffee without any fuss. Easy to keep clean as well. Highly recommend these, and for you bushcrafters out there, really good. So I think I'll drink my coffee, and then it might be time for a campside or a chat. Some of you have said that you like that idea, like a bit of a. So I'll think of a topic. So in a moment we'll have a little one of a little campside chats. I've mentioned before that I just love being outdoors, love being amongst creation, trees. There's probably some badgers tonight up here. It's lovely being out at night, just being in amongst creation, really being part of it. It's lovely. But as I said last time, I don't believe that it all evolved. I believe it was created. And another reason, I've given a few reasons before, but another reason why I believe that it was, life on Earth, and the Earth itself, the universe in fact, was created, is because of the laws of physics. I mean, I'm not an expert, and I only really have a working knowledge of physics, and some of you may be ready to pounce to correct me, but if my understanding is correct, the theory, well, it's actually not in a theory, not in the strictest sense, but the notion, if you like, of evolution is contrary to the laws of physics. I think some physicists have actually termed evolution a river that runs uphill. And the reason that is said, as far as I understand, is that the second law of thermodynamics, or entropy as it's known, says that, or stipulates that systems, devices, things descend from order into disorder. And we see that, don't we, demonstrated in the world around us. Any system or device, given time, will descend from order into disorder. But according to evolution, things ascended from disorder into order. And of course that goes against the laws of physics. We never see that happen, do we? We never see things ascend from order into, ascend from disorder into order. I mean, for example, if you're driving along with a pickup truck and a pile of bricks on the back neatly stacked, and you go flying round a bend, those bricks will come off the back. They won't fall off in a nice neatly stacked pile onto the road. They'll be all over the place, won't they? Probably the worst possible mess that there is. That's an example of entropy. So that's another reason why I don't believe in evolution. And it's funny because I can remember at school as a kid, we're told that I can remember all the little drawings used to have pinned up on the wall of apes gradually changing into various, through the various stages until eventually you have an upright man. And I remember as a kid thinking, that doesn't make sense. But you daren't question the teacher, and you trust that the adults are teaching you the truth, But although there's always these nagging questions, and of course they stay with you until your adult life. We do tend to put them on the back burner, and sometimes, sadly, we forget about them. But I think it's good to keep on asking those black and white questions. And if you think about it, if things evolved, can you imagine, say, for example, a reptile, and that's evolving to become a bird? Well, can you imagine that it reaches the halfway stage of its evolutionary process? So it's no longer a reptile, but it's not a bird yet either. Can you imagine what sort of a creature that would be? It wouldn't have wings yet, but it wouldn't have legs either, and it wouldn't have scales, but it wouldn't have feathers either. It wouldn't be cold-blooded nor warm-blooded, something in between. And when you look at the respiratory system of a bird, the difference between that and a reptile, you know, how could a creature at the halfway stage like that, how could it function? How could it survive? But it's no, it has to be one or the other. And there are many scientists that don't hold to the evolutionary notion either. They might not use the term creator, but they certainly use the term intelligent designer, which they attribute life to, some of them. There's a certain Professor Beer, B-E-H-E, his name is spelled, and he has a notion which he calls irreducible complexity. Now it sounds complicated, but it's not really at all. And he uses a mousetrap as an example of irreducible complexity. And he says that a mousetrap has 7 components, but it's irreducible in its complexity. In other words, if you take away any one component of the mousetrap, it can no longer function. It's useless. And then he goes to equate that to the human cell. And it's interesting, if you take away, I mean, the human cell is very, very complex. It's been likened to a small city, really, the way it functions. But if you take away any one component of the human cell, it dies. It can't function in a simpler form. It's irreducible in its complexity. That shows that the human cell could only have ever existed in its present form. It could not have come from a simpler form because it couldn't have functioned. Again, evidence of a creator. The human cell was created directly. It didn't come from a simpler form. Admittedly, how it was created, well, we'll never know that, because we're talking of a mind immeasurably, infinitely wiser than us mere humans. But certainly the evidence is there to help us to see that it must have been designed and created. But again, how? Well, we'll never get the full understanding of that. Probably we'll only understand the fringes of creation. But it's certainly good to think about these things, I think. If we don't, I think we just blindly believe what we're spoon-fed on the television through natural history programs, or men that may have lots of letters after their name, and if we just take and accept what they spoon-feed us, well, effectively we're really letting other people do our thinking for us, which I always think is a dangerous thing. I always think it's good to question. I've been encouraged to question, and yeah, it's good to do that. If something's true, it will stand up to scrutiny. But if it doesn't stack up, well, maybe there's something wrong there. Anyway, that's my little campsite chat for this outing, and we'll talk next time. Anyway, I'm going to finish my coffee, and then I think I'm going to turn it for the night. So, see you in the morning, folks. As you can see, it's pretty wet out here, but the rain has held off so far, but the rain is forecast to come in about 11 o'clock. It's about 9:30 now, so got an hour and a half. So my hammock ready to go. Hopefully I'll stay nice and dry tonight. But Well, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Slept pretty well really in the hammock, about 4 hours. And it's funny, isn't it, when I always find that when I'm outside in a hammock under a tarp, dreams are really vivid. But as it's been blowing a hoolie, through the night. So it's 6 o'clock. You see, look, see this tarp pressing in on me like this. It's the wind blowing it in. But it has kept me sheltered, the tarp, and there's no rips or tears. So, and I'm surprised actually that the guy lines from the pegs haven't come out. So I've only got 4 anchor points. It's flapping around a bit, but it's done well actually. So for a field test, the DD multicam tarp, which I was talking to you about last time, has served very well. And so it certainly had a test through the night, but I'm dry and I'm sheltered, even in this. So it's a bit of a system over us at the moment, the weather system. So yeah, very pleased with it. Very pleased with it. Anyway, I think it's time to rise now and get the old monitor on the go and I don't know if you can hear me, but it's still blowing a hoot. You can see that's the tarp's been like that all night. But like I say, it's kept me dry. I'm just going to pack up now, and then it's time to head on home. These sleeves on these hammocks are really good. I don't know if you can see that, but sleeves it up, good to go. Well, it's been an eventful August wild camp. You wouldn't think it was August, it's supposed to be at the height of the summer. Summer this year has been a bit of a washout, if I'm honest. But hey ho, look on the bright side. No, there isn't one. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm just going to pack the hammock away, pack the tarp away. But if you enjoy the vids, don't forget, just hit the old subscribe button, that helps. packed up, ready to go, leave no trace, and see you next time.